tight. Guard the doors both day and night. Passwords strong like shields of gold. Love and wisdom shared in bold. Protect our circle, keep it clear. Online shadows lurking near. Guard your fire, don't let it slip. Family strong with cyber tips. Fishing lines and waters deep. Don't let them pull what you keep. Links they shine, but traps they weave. Trust your heart, don't be deceived. Protect our circle, keep it clear. Online shadows lurking near. Guard your fire, don't let it slip. Family strong with cyber tips. Every click we take be wise.
Welcome back to Family Cyber Tips Daily, the place where parents and caregivers get empowered to keep families safe in today's digital jungle. Today's topic is big: encrypted messaging apps. What you need to know as a parent or caregiver before it is too late. Your child might be using apps you've never even heard of. And while some of them are innocent, others are doorways to real danger. Today, I'll break it down simply. What are encrypted messaging apps? Why do kids love them? And how can you protect your family without causing a tech war at home? Let's get into it. What is encrypted messaging? Encryption means that messages are scrambled so only the sender and receiver can read them. You sort of get the idea, okay? Not even app owners can peek. Apps like WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, and even private chats on Instagram and Snapchat use encryption to protect privacy. So I hear you ask, so why are kids, why are our kids drawn to them? And that's a very, very good question. Why do our kids gravitate towards encrypted messaging? Okay, the first and obvious answer to that will be privacy. We've talked about earning privacy and things along those lines. Kids want conversations adults like yourself and perhaps a caregiver cannot monitor. They want their privacy. So as a parent, you know how that breaks down in your home. And then, of course, there are things like trendy apps. Everyone else is using a particular app. They may be told off if they are known to use it, but that's why they don't want people to know. They don't want anybody to know. Certainly not you, the parent, if they don't get on with you, of course. Okay? So trendy apps could be another reason why kids are drawn to encrypted messaging. Another one will be disappearing messages. And we've covered this. There is a video on the portal, recent enough. I think it's March or so. You'll find... I should get these things sorted. You'll find that we've shared a video on this. So make sure that you get acquainted with the information we share there. But in summary, some apps automatically erase conversations. I know that's just unbelievable to, try and grasp. But it is a thing. And that could be a reason why they're drawn to encrypted messaging. Okay? But the warning that we'll give from the platform is privacy is good. We also add that it's supposed to be earned, but it's good. Secrecy without wisdom, however, is dangerous. Okay? And some of our kids are exposed to that side of the fence, and that breaks my heart. because they shouldn't be in that position. Some of them may have good reason, but ultimately there is a reason why kids gravitate towards encrypted or secret messaging. Now let's look at the risks hidden behind encrypted apps, okay? The general, because you notice now we've sort of given it an umbrella, encrypted apps. So the apps where your kids are messaging, why or what exactly are the risks that are hidden behind those encrypted apps that they may not know, which is what breaks me, okay? Grooming by predators, online grooming. You could have, God forbid, just imagining it, it puts shivers in my body. But ultimately, online grooming, the platform for that to happen usually is behind a vault or some sort of secret room, online room, of course. So a kid could be using secret messaging apps, secret encrypted apps, because they're being groomed. The grooming obviously is done by predators who shower whoever with a lot of goodies just to get them in that space. So that's a huge risk, and it's subtle. You will not know about it unless the child tells you. Another thing that hides behind that as a risk is cyberbullying. They go hand in hand. Cyberbullying hidden from adults. A child. Okay, I'm just going to add a disclaimer. Anytime I mention child, I'm saying God forbid, but I'm making a case, okay? Cyber bullies hide behind a vault. And your young one may not want you to know they're being bullied because I don't know why, but somehow it doesn't have a good look. Especially if he's been, mentored or guided by a dad who is very firm and says, stand up for yourself and things like that. And then you now come and say, I got punched, I got this. Some folks handle that poorly, and if that's the case, the child will not want to tell you. So cyber bullies or the cyberbullying the whole thing, the arena for this to manifest usually is behind closed doors, in internet terms, behind encrypted apps. Another risk that you have with these apps will be secret communication with strangers. Because this is a dark world. So you have people there who you don't know, but you're there for your own reason, possibly to yourself. You feel it's valid, but whilst you're there, you're with people who have all manner of issues, and strangers flock in those places, and that's a huge risk to a vulnerable child, okay? Another risk will be pressure to send private photos or engage in risky behavior. Man, it's just, I am alarmed, but I'm not surprised. It pains me that our kids are getting exposed to all these things. And it's just part of their world. This didn't happen at all, which is why parents in my generation don't understand cyberbullying, because they feel that the whole world will know that you're bullying someone because you can't hide. But with tech, online engagements, internet, this is rife, okay? So there are risks that are hidden behind these encrypted apps that we cannot ignore. Very high on that list is online grooming and cyberbullying, okay? And so we must keep our minds focused. Look around, make sure you are paying attention to what your young ones are doing. It makes sense at this point to, share what you can do. Because we want you to stay smart. We want you to stay above board. There's no point shouting, fighting, or making it difficult. Child is already stressed out by whatever it is or whatever risk they're being exposed to. So it's important to have this intact. Keep your mind. Keep your mind. Be the adult. Okay? We'll share a few more. Start open conversations about tech use. This is something that we admonish whenever we have the opportunity. There has to be open conversations with your young ones. Let them know they can come to you. Open door. Come to me, son. Come to me, daughter. Anything is on the table. There's nothing that's off limits. That will make them open up and they won't mind being vulnerable before you. Why they should, I really don't get it. But ultimately, when they know that your door is always open, things will work better. Okay? Discuss why privacy isn't the same as secrecy. And that's a huge point. Kids may think, I want my privacy. I want my privacy. I'm highlighting that privacy is different from secrecy in a family setting. In a family setting, secrecy is a big no-no. Privacy, yeah, okay. If you earn it, you can have a key on your door. But it has to be earned, as we've mentioned enough times today. But discuss it with them and highlight the fact that being private or seeking privacy is not the same as being secretive, okay? Teach digital wisdom and boundaries early on in your young one's online journey. Don't leave it too late, the kids are born into a digital age. So ideally, you should start the moment you're comfortable giving them the phone to hold. All right? And when they start understanding and they're making sense of the world, you teach them. You've got to be wise with this thing. This is a tool and nothing more. And then set those boundaries early on, okay? We always add that with all the other things that you're doing, you might as well use tech for your own benefit. Use parental controls. But you're using the parental controls when appropriate. And you must not rely only on them. Some parents just put those controls on and hands off. Go and do their own thing. That's definitely not a recommendation from here. In fact, if that was the case, then don't use parental controls at all. I'd rather you start with the dialogue, the communication, the hands-on approach, and let parental controls be an addition, what I always term a complement to the things that you have a God-given responsibility to handle. You can't shy away from that, okay? And whilst you're thinking along those lines, watch for sudden changes in your young one's behavior, especially after they've used their phone. Some children, once they use their phone, they come back really excited or excitable. But keep an eye on sudden mood changes, especially when they pick up their phone. They could be groomed online, or they could be bullied online. Online being via the phone. That's why they've gone into that mode, fearful mode. Okay? So we've got to watch out, really watch out. We're not here to spy. I'm not suggesting that you become, a nosy Parker. You're always on your young one's back. No, this is not spying. Someone has approached me and said, is it okay to put a camera in my young one's room and not tell them? I'm sure you know what my answer is, but if you don't know what I would have answered, absolutely not. Okay? Because it will backfire supremely if they find it. That's it. Again, God forbid. That disclaimer, God forbid that that's your portion. But you're not spying. You must make sure that you discuss everything that you're rolling out, okay? So I'm not encouraging spying. All I'm doing is offering a path. I'm guiding you, okay? So ultimately, encrypted messaging apps are not evil, okay? I know that there's some things that you may want to put in a vault for valid reasons, vault being encrypted, but they're not evil. But unmonitored tech freedom for your kids can be dangerous. That's why you have to stay connected as a parent, stay curious, stay proactive, be one step ahead. And this may shock you. Your child needs you more than you know. And yes, you can protect them while respecting their growth. Share this with someone you love, friends, family, enemies, anyone who you feel may benefit from this information, okay? That's what we do every weekday evening at 6 p.m. We share practical, powerful insights for you to binge on so that you'll be one step ahead of your young one, okay? I've been your host, Lawrence Edem, until tomorrow, 6 p.m. God bless and goodbye.
Lurking